Hey everyone, it's MeraMangle and welcome to another Mangled morning. Today we are ranking the Canada winners of Drag Race. We've done the US queens, we've done the All-Star winners, we've done the UK queens. Canada is definitely a good winner alumni, crowned queens. So we're going to do that plus the Canada vs. the World winners. So there's a total of 8 queens that I'll be ranking. And make sure you leave yours in the comments below. We're going to get into it, but before we get started, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Like the video, and join the Patreon where you can see all kinds of additional content you can't see on YouTube, plus you're helping support the channel. It's like the slap snuck up on me. Now you can also support the channel by tipping on Venmo or CashApp, or the YouTube thanks, which we'll go over at the end of the video. Almost every video I start off with like a ring or something on my hand, and by the slap, which is like the first minute of the video, it's always off. And I never put them back on, just in the chance that I slap again. We'll also take a look at how the Patreon members voted at the end as well to see what their ranking is, because this is just my list. No other opinions were consulted. I did not reach out to any Beaver associates. I should have made some Beaver puns at the top. Y'all ready to rank the Beaver queens? Oh, I got accidentally really country, or had a stroke. So we've got 6 winners of Canada's Drag Race, plus the 2 Canada vs. the World winners that we'll be ranking. So there's a total of 8. And of course, we'll be starting off at the bottom of my ranking and working our way up. All the people on this list are lovely. They're all great winners. No one didn't deserve their win. You know, I'm not trying to say anything like that. They all have their place. And at number 8, I have Gisèle Lullaby, and at number 7, I have the Virgo Queen. Gisèle won season 3 and Virgo won season 5. They had pretty smooth runs. The Virgo actually did have a couple bottoms. I don't think Gisèle ever landed in the bottom. Season 3 is so interesting because the whole season, without question, you know, based on the editor's own montage of previous episodes, is about Fierce Alicious. And then at the end, Fierce doesn't get the lip sync for the crown for no reason that we're aware of. And Gisèle winning, getting that French-Canadian queen crowned, because it was just like momentum to make that happen, that there hadn't been a French-Canadian winner. You know, sometimes with the UK franchise, it feels like they're checking off to make sure they get each country and each area represented. And for me, it did feel a little bit like that, because I don't particularly feel like, especially when it comes to, she definitely earned her spot in the top 4, but in terms of how they came down to the top 2 even, all of that was very controversial to me. I know Gisèle's still out there kicking and doing her thing. So is Virgo. They're both, still working it. But there are some Canadian winners that, are kind of next level in terms of what they did with their reign and their legacy. It really just comes down to that. These are both kind of predictable yet safe winners, is what I would say. And I definitely think in terms of branding, they're weakest winners for the Canada franchise. And things can always change. The way we look back and the way that their legacy is looked at is always evolving, ever evolving. Moving on, at number 6, I have Venus, and at number 5, I have Raja D. O'Hara. Now, Raja in particular is probably the most difficult to rank on this list because she's not Canadian. She's the one US winner, the one international winner. But I think when it comes to Raja's brand, iconic, looks iconic, and Raja was worthy of a crown on All-Star 6, and it kind of did feel like this was her win for All-Star 6. The thing with the Versus the Worlds that's difficult, and Canada as a franchise, but Canada Versus the World is the worst because it's only 6 episodes. So you've only got 5 maxi challenges to really produce a story for a winner. It never feels like enough time for me. Venus falls in line with some of our V winners that we had, 3 in a row, where they all won their premiere, and they all ended up winning the season. It started with Venus on season 4. But season 4, I will say, was a very competitive season. This thing is taking into me. Ooh. Oh, one moment. Oh, what is that? Velcro. Why do I have Velcro there? Oh, God, that hurts. That was happening the whole time, but all of a sudden I just felt it like I couldn't take it anymore. She had to be dealt with. Venus' season is one of the best seasons of Canada ever, season 4. And very competitive. That particular season I was rooting for Aurora Matrix to win. However, Venus was really strong, and it did very well, very consistent throughout the season. And I think does have a very signature brand, and was one of the folks that I kind of struggled if I was going to put them higher, just because I actually think they have a very strong brand online. And I'm always intrigued to see what Venus is going to do next. Mainly because it is so sexy, but also it's good content, and they just kind of always deliver. What are they? The first like queen that you would say that like their drag is predominantly untucked. Although she didn't do a ton of that on this season. She just has a superstar presence for sure. And obviously so does Raja. But I don't really know if Raja's made a huge impact post her season. I would argue that Venus has had a more prolific reign or post season career. But I mean obviously Raja's still doing her thing and doing well at it. Just not like doing anything that's really standing out with how many queens, there is to keep up with. Next, we're in the top 4, and the top 4 all are really signature iconic brands that could hold up to any franchise. At number 4, I have Van Gogh, and at number 3, I have Lemon. Van Gogh holds the record for most wins ever. It is a, unique case where they have one episode that has 3 maxi winners and one episode that has 2 winners, and they do more design challenges than ever, and I think that's pretty much besides the premiere what she wins. However, all that being said, the brand, iconic. Signature look, signature thing. You know what you're going to get with Van Gogh, and she delivers at all times. I don't love that she's like the one winner that didn't do Snatch Game ever, but she didn't set those rules up. Like, she didn't set all that up. That's not her fault that it was a season that really worked for what she does with designing and making looks. I mean, thank God she was there, honestly. And her look is just instantly recognizable. That's a brand, baby. And I feel like she's had a very successful reign so far. I mean, it was just started this year, didn't it? Wow, that's crazy. I don't know. There's something like that just feels like she's remained present in the zeitgeist. Lemon is a bedrock of the Canada franchise. Those season 1 girls, specifically Priyanka, Lemon, and Jimbo, and I would put Rita up there too. They are so important to the franchise as a whole. And Lemon was already an icon before winning. She didn't need to win, but she came back, got that all-star arc. It just made sense, especially after season 1 of Canada vs. the World. We had a U.S. queen win. And UK always, at that point, had a UK queen win. It definitely made sense for a Canada queen to win. And were her and Jimbo crowned the same year? Or were they like back-to-back? But I mean, they both completely make sense to have crowns. I don't think Canada's Drag Race would be what it is. Like, would have never been as successful as it was without queens like Jimbo and Lemon. So that leaves our top 2. For most people that are going to put a list like this together, these are going to be the top 2. I just can't imagine not putting these 2 at the top 2. Maybe I could put Lemon up there with them. You could argue a tie with maybe a runner-up, but the top 2 are the top 2, and it's season 1 and 2. At number 2, I have Icesis Couture, and at number 1, I have Priyanka. I could see some folks, especially folks that live for the aesthetic and live for the runways. Icesis is that girl. She's the ultimate runway girl for Canada's Drag Race, period. The only queen that I feel like you could argue comes close to her is her runner-up, Pythia. But Priyanka is the ultimate personality. I mean, the ultimate kind of signature Drag Race type of queen. She's like a Monet Exchange or like a Jujubee. Except Juju never won. But you know who Priyanka is. We knew who she was like from day 1, and she's delivered that at all times and gotten better and better. She's like looks back on her season, but she's just continued to refine. She is the ultimate personality. And out of all the Canadian winners that needs to be on an all-winner season, if there's ever another one, it is Priyanka to me. I know a lot of people feel like it should be Icesis, but Icesis did do Canada vs. the World. And I mean, again, no one's going to come close to her on looks. And she was hilarious and so relatable. Just so lovable and relatable. And just some of the most avant-garde, over-the-top, otherworldly, dark, haunting looks that you've ever seen. I mean, it's just, some of the looks are truly indescribable and epic and incredible. And it's kind of like just, with ranking them 1 or 2, it's like trying to figure out what weighs more. And I do love like a brand and a personality brand. And so it's got to be the original, the OG Priyanka. Priyanka's still the only Canadian girl to ever pop up on RuPaul's Drag Race as a lip sync assassin. I feel like her day's coming for the all winners, and she's going to be just so good on that. She better be on it. So that's my ranking. That's all 8. And honestly, sometimes I look at the end and I'm like, yeah, I'll flip these around. I feel very secure in that this is my ranking. I didn't have any doubts along the way, and that feels nice. Let's see how the Patreon voted compared to myself. So with Runaway, Success, the top 2, but also like mine, having Priyanka just a little bit ahead of Icesis. But, I mean, they're eons ahead of everyone else on the poll. In terms of everyone, basically, because they got to pick their top 3 winners on Canada. And so clearly they're just about on everyone's top 2. And then it's a crapshoot of who their third person is. So it's Priyanka, Icesis, and then Raja and Lemon, very similar, in 3rd and 4th place. Then Van Goth. So that is my same top 5, isn't it? All fierce, just in a different order, but yeah. Miss Virgo Queen and Gisèle. Again, a different order, but the least amount of votes. I really liked Virgo Queen, but it's clear, with her the only girl not being double digits. I feel like I did connect with her. It just felt like cute. I guess it just wasn't a moment when she won. Makes me feel bad for her, because I really like her. Season 1 of Canada is the only one to have, 10 episodes. Every other season has been 9 or less, even on a regular season. It often does not feel like we're missing just a couple of episodes to get more data, to feel like we have an arc of a winner sometimes. It feels like we're rushing into it, or they're forcing it a little. And that's why these V winners that win episode 1 and then just kind of sail through, it just feels a little bit tired. Not the girls, but the way that it's just so clearly a formula at this point. That definitely has to change for the next season. Whoever wins episode 1 cannot have a V name and then win the whole season. Now it's time to take a look at our YouTube thanks. And at first, our friend Yo, coming through, who I always get to chit-chat with on the Patreon, says, here's my little contribution to help you have a more comfy Pride. It is Pride season. I don't need to tell you how happy your content makes me, but your audience might want to hear it. And if they might not, well, too bad. That's very sweet. Thank you. And happy Pride Month to you and to all of y'all. It's, the last couple years, Pride season feels obviously different, but we still got to do it. And then next, hi Mera and maybe co-host. Love your content as always and wanted to say a little thanks. I was thinking about maybe an idea for a video, since people are often talking about who they wanted as a double winner. Raja, Manila, Kyron, Lavoie, Silky Raja, Cheddar Danny. I was thinking about video Patreon members could vote on who the perfect double win. Ooh, that is a good idea. That way there could be some Cheddar and Danny where maybe I disagree with, but we still talk about because the people voted. That is a good idea. My personal opinion is that from a storytelling point of view, Silky and Raja would have been so cool. Honestly, that was one of those seasons where it felt like the story that we were seeing was for Silky to win that season. Or Victoria, even before Raja. They both had that arc. But I feel like Drag Race has gotten really weird about either giving us no arcs, like on 17 and 18, but basically they have the same trajectory. Season 11, Villain, All-Star 6, Redemption, Fan Favorite, Canada vs. the World Winners. Yeah. The only difference is Raja met the opportunity head on and slayed All-Star 6. Totally could have won that. And Silky, was still on a journey. Got Silky on the screen now. Maybe this will be her time. Doesn't feel like it, though, without seeing the purple bracket and what's to come after that. I'm really, envisioning somebody like Crystal winning All-Stars next. That would be incredible. Have we had any? Well, Jimbo was a clown, but, if Jimbo is a clown, Crystal's like a clown on crack. I feel like it's time for somebody like Crystal to win. But I feel like I keep saying that on seasons. And lately it just doesn't feel like the production has been feeling what I'm feeling. I don't see it for Silky. Especially because after Ginger, another 4-timer, I was shocked she did not win Canada vs. the World. I really was. I remember being very shocked about that. Sometimes, especially the All-Star winners, I've noticed that it really does feel like who is easy to work with and who are they not worried about with the brand. They went with the person that is just easier to work with and just easier in general. Well, let me know what you think about the ranking of the Canada's Drag Race winners, and of course let me know in the comments below how you would rank them. And what was I just talking about? Let me know if you want us to do a video talking about times where there could have been a double crowning. I have one last thing to say today. Glad you got to see me.